Mattie first started telling me when he was about 3 or 4 years old that God put messages in his heart, and that his reason for being, that God's role, God's plan for him, was that he was good with words, and that he was to shape words around God's messages and offer them to other people so that they would hear God's message as well. I could not understand how you could actually hear God's voice in your heart and use your own words and voice to offer a message to others. I think it's been more since he died, and the ongoing letters and emails and calls that I get from people who tell me that they remember Mattie from when he was alive, or they're just learning about Mattie now, and how he continues to inspire him, that it's almost like they're getting a message from God. And I think I'm now beginning to understand that he really, his spirituality and mortality were so intertwined that he did hear messages from God. Not in a voice, not in some delusion, but that he was truly inspired with something good, which is God. As rough as my life is, I would never will or wish my life on anyone else in the world. But how grateful I am that I was chosen to be this child's mother. That was part of my reason to be. What a beautiful gift that was, that I got to be Mattie's mom. Living a good life doesn't mean living a perfect life. It means always having God being a part of your life. Always, if you have one of those dark moments, that, you know, instead of saying, well, okay, I'm down, may as well stay here, you pick yourself up. You choose to get out of bed another day. I think it's my responsibility to offer that information to other people. When the details of your life can inspire people to find hope when they're really struggling, or to realize, you know what, I am doing a good job parenting, or despite my burdens, I have blessings. Whatever the inspiration is that you draw for yourself, for your family, for your coworkers, in whatever you're doing, I feel like it's my responsibility and my privilege, they're hand in hand, to share that message, my story, Mattie's story, and to share those details in a way that brings people closer to him in a very real way, not in a little guru way, but in a very real way. I don't know that my faith has changed dramatically in the last 5 years. I can say that my faith has grown dramatically across the 20 years that I had with my children. And it's continued to grow on that spectrum since I've buried my fourth and only surviving child, which was Mattie. I think one of the greatest changes I had in faith came during Mattie's final months. I'm very good at, through prayer, giving God a to-do list. All right, dear God, this is where I need you, and this is how you can meet my needs. And I give God a little to-do list. And I think I began to realize towards the end of Mattie's life, prayer is not just giving God your wishes and your to-do list, it's asking God to be on my to-do list for the day, to bring God into whatever the moments are in my day. In all honesty, there are times I feel alone because I love my children and miss them. I will never stop mourning the loss of my children. But I also don't go through each day miserable, because Mattie and I have always had people around us that bring light to our life. I try as hard as I can to live in each moment and to not think about what's going to happen. You have to think about what's going to happen tomorrow, but you can't focus on that. You have to have a vision for it, but not get lost dwelling on it. In the same way with the past. You can't look at the past and get stuck in it in a way that you can't move forward, and you can't look at the future and what might happen tomorrow in such a way that you're afraid to enter it. So I think that's what Mattie meant with hope. You don't live in denial. You don't say the past didn't happen and the future's not going to bring its challenges, but you move through it the best you can, and have a good attitude. You reflect the moment in a way that God's there with you.